Aloha, and welcome to the Best Day Ever podcast. I'm your host, Tru Sav, for another exciting episode, live from Alconda, California, from the No-Tell Motel, one floor below the penthouse. Whew. It's been a rough one. Went from getting my tan on to getting my work on. I forgot I'm a regular person. The problem with me on vacation is that when you go on vacation, you start to really believe that you don't have to work. Like, I really believe that, like, me and my wife are just at that point in life where we could just go where we wanted to, catch flights, be out there surfing, all that type of stuff. And I realized, yeah, that's not the life I'm living. I got to come back and work. So, back to the rat race. But that is fine. As long as I'm here to talk to you guys, I can dig it. When I last left you guys on the last exciting episode of the Best Day Ever podcast, I was talking about the couple that was accosting each other in front of everybody. Super, super awkward. But we did make it back safely to our room after that happened. We weren't injured in any way, shape, or form. So I guess we'll just pick up where we left off at. That was Friday night. Next day, bam, is my day, Saturday. So we get to do what I want to do, which wasn't a lot of anything. So we get up Saturday morning. We got to go get the rental car. That's the thing. Because we don't have any more tours planned. We don't have any more exciting adventures, no surfing, snorkeling, nothing. This is Tru Sav's day. We get to do what I want to do. So first thing, caught the rental car. It was a Jeep Wrangler, like the 4-door kind. We didn't take the top off. I don't know why. Something told me. That'll be important to the story later. So we go pick up the rental car. Normal stuff. We get there and I'm talking to the lady at the desk and a sign catches my eye in the back. Obviously, state to state, there's different rules of the road, different laws and such. And I wasn't particularly well versed with Hawaii's. One law that I found very interesting, at the rental car place, it says, seatbelts are required for passengers in the front 2 seats, but not in the back, meaning in the back seat. And seatbelts are not required if you are in the bed of a truck. Okay, it's kind of different. Didn't really think about it, but all right, that's fine. Whatever. There's also a sign next to it. This is at the rental agency. Says about speeding and tickets. You get a ticket. It also says that drinking and driving is illegal. We all knew. So I'm looking at the punishments for driving DUI in Hawaii. Well, the first time you get a DUI in Hawaii, there is no minimum required jail time for the first one. Get a DUI, I guess they cite you and release you or something. Well, you're probably gonna have to do 8 hours. That's off top. But there's no required jail time after that. Your license will be suspended for a grand total of, drum roll please, 90 days. 90 days for your first DUI in Hawaii. The second time you get a DUI in Hawaii, no minimum jail time required. If you do some community service, I had to look that up. For you guys. But still, no required jail time for your second one. If you get your second DUI, your license could be suspended. Your license could be suspended for 6 months. They are lenient in Hawaii. And your third DUI, your license will be suspended for a year. So, kind of lenient in Hawaii. At 90 days, 6 months, and a year. I was like, okay, that's a little different than California. We're a little bit more stringent out here, but that's fine. I'm on vacation. It's not my place to tell them how to run the state. Not my business. I didn't plan on drinking and driving anyways. It was just strange, though, to see that. But I mean, everywhere is different. I'm sure the rules are a little different for tourists. They actually they told us that. They said that you will never get a ticket in Hawaii for speeding or anything like that. Like if you're drunk, you're going to go to jail. They did say that. But as far as speeding or parking in the wrong place, anything like that, they're going to give you a warning and probably let you go on your way. The reason being is because their number one source of income is tourism. So they don't want you to get a ticket and have to come back out here or even have to fight it. Because then all you're going to think of when you think of Hawaii is the time you got that ticket, so on and so forth. It makes sense to me. But slow down. Hawaii, well, I'll tell you about that later. Don't worry about that. We will all come full circle. We get the rental car and we take off. Skirt. Sliding through the streets. Yep, all of that. We pull up to this place out there called Leonard's. Yes. Leonard's, short for Lenny, when he's a party guy. It's kind of like a breakfast. No, it's not a breakfast. It's more like a Danish kind of donut place. I guess it's kind of like a Hawaiian. Well, no, it's a Portuguese dessert that came over that one of the guys opened up a shop. It's hard to describe. It's almost like a thicker donut. It's almost like bread and custard in the middle. Like there was a line. It had to be 20, 30 people deep. And everyone that we had talked to had suggested going there. So we're like, all right, why not? And we go. We pick up our Danish situation things. I don't know what they are. Like I see them in the window, but I've never tried them, so I don't know. We got, what was it? 2 chocolate, 2 custard, 2 strawberry. So we got the little whatever pack. It was a decent deal. I think it was like $6, $7. We go to Safeway after that. And before we left on the trip, I thought everything was going to be way more expensive than it was supposed to be. Because that's all I'd seen. Every person I talked to that had been to Hawaii talked about how expensive everything was. And to my surprise, it wasn't that bad. Everything was priced relatively the same. The only thing that obviously cost more was water. Water was like $5 for a gallon. Anything else, though, seemed regularly priced, maybe 50 cents more. In some cases, maybe $1. But we weren't really shopping for the same sort of things, so I'm not too sure how true this is. The one thing that was cheaper, though, was booze. 36-pack Coors Light, $20. $18. Like, beer was cheap. Beer and alcohol was definitely cheaper on the island than anywhere I've ever seen it. Water, not so much. Gas was about $3. I think it's $3.65 here in Oconda. So it was relatively priced. We're in Safeway. Unfortunately, we weren't shopping for booze. I think my wife got her cranberritas or something. That's her go-to drink. God knows why. But we grab everything else that we need. Maybe some hummus, some little chips and stuff. Nothing too big because we knew we were still going to eat. We get all that, take off. In the line as we're leaving. Now, again, one of the things that I didn't know was that there's a heavy, heavy Asian presence in the Hawaiian Islands. Japanese, Chinese, take your pick. The 2 ladies in front of us were Japanese, I'm assuming. And they were speaking to each other in Japanese or going back and forth. And the cashier out of nowhere, she appeared to me to be Hispanic. She might have been Native Hawaiian, light brown hair, dark hair, black hair. And she starts speaking perfect Japanese. As perfect as my ears could detect. And she just, and they look at her and they froze. And my wife was like, oh, they were talking shit about her. Because they're too shook that she speaks perfect Japanese. And they were obviously saying something about her because she just rattled it off. And now they're done talking. So I was like, ooh. And at first I was like, nah. But they did get quiet all of a sudden. They stopped talking and they put their heads down and just took their bags and walked off. And I was like, ooh. Awkward. You got to be careful nowadays, bro. You never know what people know. You can't just be talking crazy. somebody might put hands and feet on you. But luckily, we got out of there. Went to our first destination. We didn't really have a spot to go. We didn't really know if any particular beaches we wanted to check out. We just drove. And we ended up finding this nice, regular beach locale. Go out there. Sky is blue, sand is white, waves are coming. So we set up shop, bring all our stuff out there, and commenced to tanning. So I'm out there, bam, doing my little tanning situation. I left my mankini at home, so I had my regular swim trunks. I know. I was trying to get that all over tan. So maybe an hour goes by, hour and a half, and it's 80 degrees, sun is out, not a cloud in the sky. All of a sudden, now I'm half asleep, half awake, 'cause I'm working on my tan. I'm not really worried about what's going on. I feel my wife start to shake me, and she's like, hey, like, I think we got to go. I was like, gotta go? Like, bro, it's a public beach. Like, we're chilling. She's like, no. Like, look out there. And all I see is this, like, gray cloud slowly creeping toward us. I'm like, bro, it's cool. Like, it's Hawaii. Like, it's not going to rain. So remember when I told you that the Jeep was a convertible and maybe it was a good idea that we didn't take the top down? This is why. It went from 80 and sunny to tropical storm. Like, it started raining. Like, it was it was raining like it was a hurricane. That fast. So we're packing our stuff up. And I really thought it was hilarious because all the people who live there, like, they had parties set up. They had tents and all that type of stuff. Didn't move. Like, they moved off the beach. They moved back to the covered area under the different awnings or whatever. But they kept the party going. They're looking at us like, And I thought about it and I was like, yeah, that is kind of funny. Like, you're at the beach and you're upset that you're getting wet. Like, that is kind of silly. Like, I get it. Like, put your stuff up if you don't want your stuff to get wet. But I mean, why are you so concerned about being wet when you're at the beach? But I digress. It was funny to see the natives just kind of be like, whatever. And we really look like tourists doing that. And it rained for a good hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. So we were going to cut the day short. Like, well, it rained. We might as well just go back to the room. But my wife, to her credit, was undeterred in going to the beach. So we ended up driving. We were on the east side of Honolulu. This was where the tour had started. It was, again, one of the nicer beaches. Not as nice as Mexico, but it was nice. So we drive, I guess, north from the east side. We drive north. Or did we go south? No. We turned around and went north back to where we came from. And then once we got to the hotel, it had started to clear up. So we were like, well, let's just keep going and go to the west side. Because we hadn't done the west side on the tours. I'm like, all right. That's cool, whatever. We're being adventurous. Let's do it. We head out there, and there is a lot of roadside vendors in Hawaii. Reminds me a lot of Bakersfield. A lot of stands with fish, fresh fish, like fresh caught fish, different chicken, kind of like smoked chicken, and a lot of meals that are, I guess, indigenous to the area. I don't even want to try to pronounce a lot of the stuff that I saw, but everyone had like the little grill situation thing set up, kind of similar to not like a rotisserie, but just a straight barbecue grill. Like a lot of the people that had chicken, stuff like that. I wanted to check them out, but I don't really eat the meat like that. But it looked fire. Like, I felt it. I was like, bro, that's what's up. Like, they were getting their hustle on. In no uncertain terms. So like, it was nice to feel the local vibe. You know what? Let me stop tiptoeing. It felt like I was in South Sac on the weekend. Like, different barbecue stands, this person's got that. It was what I was looking for when I'm on vacation. I don't want to see the tourist spots. I want to see the regular, everyday people. Like, this is what's up. Like, That's Manny over there. He's got the fish plate. That's Tyrone over there. He's got the chicken plate. I was like, okay. Then I was like, wait, I'm starting to get a little too comfortable around here. What's going on? And then I saw Alexis pull up on rims, and I was like, oh, I'm on the right side of town. This is where I'm supposed to be. The next thing you know, some guy pulls up in a raised Cadillac Escalade on rims, slapping, and I was like, oh yeah, we're in the hood now. Like, this is where we're supposed to be. Roll the windows down. We're home. So we pull up to the first park that we see. Pull up, hop out. Now we got the little cooler with us, looking extra touristy. We hit the bench. We're out there, we're kicking it. It's a nice little cove. Again, there's two different groups of people kind of on the beach. Look like younger kids, maybe early 20s. Then it looked like a family. A couple of adults, maybe 4 or 5 adults, and then a whole bunch of kids, 8, 9 kids or something. And we just kicked it. Like, just big kicked it. It was probably 3 o'clock when we got there. So we still had time to watch the sunset. And and obviously, sun rises in the east, sets in the west. And we were on the west side of the island. So this was where the sunset, and that is my wife's big thing. She loves her sunset. So we got to do that. And it was cool. Up to that point, I had kind of been like, I don't really know about this. But then it was like, all right, like, I got it. This is cool. Be here on the little island, me and my boo thing. And watch the sun go down and watch all this. It was cool. Especially because we were in the hood part now. Like, it wasn't that, hey, welcome to Hawaii. Aloha. It was like, hey, what's up? What's happening? Y'all need some? Bro, speaking of being hood, we're at the beach. We're kicking it, like I said, minding our own business. And the ice cream man rolls up. First of all, it wasn't no do. My man rolled up on 24s with lights flashing and all this. Talking about, it's the ice cream man. First of all, it's a Master P song. And my man pulls up thumping. Like, he didn't pull up with no little kid songs. He pulled it was for the adults. So my wife gets a little shaved ice from us, which is all right, whatever. These little kids run up. All the little kids come back with a little ice cream. My man dips off, slumping the whole time. It's the ice cream man. I'm going to listen to that song when I get out here. Boy, he was thumping. I can't even be mad at him. So we finally, what time is it? It's probably 5:30-ish, almost 6. Because we've been there for a while. Like, we ate our food, kicked it, cracked a couple jokes. So we're about to leave, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, so where are the rest of these people? Like, where's the other car at? Because the people next to us, like I said, it was 5 adults and 9 kids. So I'm like, where's the other car at? So we're starting to get our stuff together to leave. So are they. When I tell you that all of them fit into one Toyota Tundra, I'm so serious. And again, because these are the rules in Hawaii, the only 2 people that have to have seatbelts on are the people in the front seat. Anyone in the back seat or in the cab do not have to have seatbelts on. The only thing is, as the driver, you're liable for them. So if something happens, that's your ass. So I watched 5 adults and 9 children get into a Toyota Tundra. And it wasn't like the big kind of Tundra. It was like the thinner one. So maybe 3 or 4 of the bigger kids got in the back. And when I say kids, I'm talking about, if there was 9 of them, 6 of them were under the age of 4. And the other 3 couldn't have been more than 7, 8. So you've got 3, 7, and 8-year-olds in the back, and then you've got 6 kids under 4 in the back seat. God bless them. I don't live there. I just vacation there. That was today. God bless them. So they dipped out. So now we're still looking for this perfect sunset. Because the view was obscured, and she wanted the palm tree, something. So happy spouse, happy house. So we pack up. We're driving down the beach. We pull up, and she's like, "Oh, this is perfect. Come take my picture." so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. So I get out. She does a little photo shoot. And I smell this weird smell. Like, it smells like bug spray at the beach. I was something like, baby, let's go. It stinks over here. And I look upwind, and there is a young lady who has a different kind of shaved ice. And she is smoking meth on the beach. Like, just absolutely smoking meth. Like, she's got her little glass pipe out and just blowing big meth smoke. I was like, you know what? God bless you. It's not really my business to be monitoring what you do. Live your life. But one thing I did notice when we were on the west side, which is the best side, is a lot of the homeless people seem to have congregated to this side of the island. We don't know for a fact why, but I have a sneaking suspicion because we saw homeless people on the tour, but they just didn't acknowledge them. When what I mean is we would see the tents, like anyone who's seen a shanty town or a homeless, not a shelter, but the place where homeless people congregate, you know what it looks like. The blue tarps, the tents, all that type of stuff, bike parts, so on and so forth. And when we passed it, it was just kind of ignored. And if you asked, they would just pretend like they didn't hear you, and we would just do it moving, which is understandable. Nobody wants to talk about the bad part of their city on vacation. Understandable. But on this side, it was more prevalent, especially any type of well, all the beaches are public. So any place that you could string 3 or 4 tents together, there was tents out there. The one thing that I will say is the homeless people out there, it seemed that if you were going to be homeless, they said that's fine, but you're just not going to have stuff all over the place. Like, whatever you have is going to be in your tent, and that's it. If it starts to spill out into the street or anything like that, then we're going to get you up out of here. But as long as all your stuff is in one tent, that was the one thing I noticed that is completely different, especially out here in Oconda. Oconda, they'll have 40 feet of garbage just outside by one tent, and they'll just let it rock until someone complains. Out there, their homeless people seem to be a little bit more neat, a little bit more presentable. I don't know why. I didn't really have time to have a socioeconomic conversation with anybody, but that was definitely something I noticed. They seem to be more organized and a lot more clean with their homelessness. I mean, you can always get in the ocean. Well, again, I don't know, but our perfect sunset was ruined by somebody deciding that they were going to blow some meth smoke at us. Hey, if that's what you got to do to get through the day, God bless you. So we leave our sunset destination, and wouldn't you know it, there's a Taco Bell on the beach. So my wife wants to go. We're on vacation. Calories don't count. So we go to Taco Bell. It was cold. For some reason, it was cold as hell in this Taco Bell. I don't know why. So we go in there, get our bean burritos, and we dip out, and I see something weird. I see this car is a Hyundai Sonata. And there's nothing strange about it being a Hyundai. It's strange because this car had North Carolina plates. And at first I didn't think about it. I was just like, oh, they're from North Carolina. And then I said, wait. How did you drive this car from North Carolina to Hawaii? How did you get this here? Because at first I was like, oh, they drove. And then I was like, no, dummy. They didn't drive from North Carolina. And then I thought, did you pay to get your car shipped here? Like, how much does that cost? That you got this Hyundai Accent shipped to Hawaii? Like, obviously you live here. Like, that you didn't ship it here for vacation, but like, or did they sell it to you with North Carolina plates on it? And if they, like, so many questions arose. And then they had, what was it? They had Atlanta Braves vanity plates on the front. So I'm like, wait. So many questions. I'm going to look that up one of these days. I'm going to look up how much it costs to have a car shipped from North Carolina to Hawaii. It's got to be tens of thousands of dollars. I don't know. But that really, because up to that point, you don't see anything but Hawaii plates. You don't even really think about it. Because it's just like, where would other cars come from. It's not like there's a bridge or something like that. Now, we're leaving, and at this point, I had taken over the driving because it was nighttime, and I was like, I'll drive whatever. You drove all day. And earlier I was talking about Hawaii is my kind of state because their speed limit, wait for it, 55. In some parts of Hawaii, the speed limit is 45 or 35. I drive like a grandpa. I'm the first one to tell you, I'm not in a rush to go anywhere. I'm driving as slow as possible. I'm all the way in the right lane. Don't ask me to speed. Don't ask me to get over it. I'm chilling. I get there when I get there. If I'm early, I'm early. If I'm late, I'm late. Hey, that's what it is. But I'm not flying through nothing. And that's when I realized, like, now I understood why a lot of the tour guides would tell you, like, you got to watch your speed. Because especially in California, I mean, the speed limit is 70. In some places, 80. In some places, we don't even count. So to come there and it was a slow 35. Like, people weren't blowing by you or anything like that. Like, it was a really laid back atmosphere. So you would stand out. If you were doing 70 on the freeway, you would stand out. Like, people would be like, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing that? So I loved it for that part. I wish they would bring that out here to California. Well, that would never work. That would absolutely never work in California. So we finally made it back after me riding on cruise control, 40 on the freeway. We make it back, and we decide, well, hey, let's do laundry now. Because who wants to try to do laundry their last day? So we do all that, and we've been spoiled. In Okanda, we have the little face front. This is how I know I'm old. Cause I get excited about stuff like oh my God, I can't even say it right. Face front laundry, something. Oh my God, something like that. Where you can see what's in the washer and dryer. That's what we have in Okanda. So when we were trying to figure out how to do the regular washer and dryer, we're like, ooh, what is this? Like, how do you make it work? What? Because we're bougie now. We've moved up to a deluxe apartment in the sky, and we just forgot how to work on a washer and dryer in 3 months. So we ended up, what did we order for dinner? I think we didn't order anything that day. Nope. You know what? No, we didn't order anything because we had ate chips and dip all day, and we had just had Taco Bell, so we didn't eat. We ended up watching Ridiculousness and falling asleep at like 9 o'clock at night. I know. All the stuff was outside, and we just couldn't get it together. We couldn't go to any clubs. We were just boring old people. Which reminds me, we did walk around a little bit Saturday night, and there was people handing out flyers for the Hawaiian Gun Club. So I was like, we're in Hawaii. We bust a couple shots for Ja. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, hey, like, would you do that? I asked her, have you ever shot a gun before? I asked my wife if she'd ever shot a gun before, and she was like, no. I was like, well, do you want to? And she's like, well, yeah. So I'm like, all right, bet. Like, let's see what they got. So there was different tiers of guns. Like, I think tier 1 was like a 22, a 9, something like that. Then tier 2 was maybe a 38, a shotgun or something, and some other kind of like I don't know, what was it, like a 45 maybe. Then the next one was like a Uzi, AR-15, I think like a 45 cal Smith & Wesson. Then the last one was like a Barrett 50 cal rifle, AK. So I was like, oh, like, we're going with the big dogs. Like, we're going to bust this AK and all this other stuff. So I'm like, cool. I get in the phone. I look it up. Boy, they wanted cocaine prices for that. To the cheapest one, I think it was like $60, which was reasonable. Like, I wouldn't have gone. Like, she could have shot whatever. Like, that's cool. I'm not going to shoot no fucking 22. Pew, 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 pew. This is so much fun. This dude was whack. But they wanted like $60. That's understandable. That's reasonable. I think the next tier was like 150. The next one was like 220, and the one I wanted to do was like 330 before tax. So it's just gonna be like 380. Like, bro, you're tripping. Like, I'm not. What? And then it was only like 40 shots, I think, altogether. So I was just like, yeah, that's unreasonable. Like, that just doesn't. And then what I realized was a lot of the tourists, again, come from Japan, China, stuff like that, where guns are illegal. So the people that are coming as tourists probably never had the opportunity to see a gun, let alone shoot one. So to them, that was probably a reasonable price. And then they could probably go tell their friends, like, oh, I shot a gun when I was in Hawaii. So it makes sense. Supply and demand. They're not really, if you're a tourist from the United States, like, you can go get a gun. That's what we do have, is guns on deck. You can more than easily procure yourself a weapon like that and go to a shooting range and do it when you're on the mainland, as they say. So that was our Saturday night. We almost went to go shoot some guns, but we didn't because they priced themselves out the market. It didn't make no sense. Now, the big day, February 2nd, 2020. The San Francisco 49ers were playing the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City, Missouri, not Kansas City, Kansas, in case you were confused. So my wife, being the diehard 49er fan, we had to watch the game somewhere. Now, the problem is the game comes on at 12 o'clock because the time difference. So normally it's later in the day when the game starts. So you got a little bit of time, make some moves. We didn't. So we had to get up early and decide what kind of moves we were going to make, where we were going to go. And again, the problem is we're not at home. So we don't know where to go. We don't know what place is cool, what's not. I wanted to go to some kind of dive bar, maybe someplace who wasn't even going to show the game, like maybe like a restaurant. Be like, hey, can you cut that on? We'll give you a fat tip. We'll sit here for a little bit. I didn't know. For the person who usually has the plans, I was short on plans. I didn't know. Luckily, the missus that came through and she had researched some spots. I didn't even know this was possible. Apparently, there's a thing called Eventbrite. It tells you all the local stuff going on. Didn't know. We did our due diligence, and basically the way it broke down was it was going to cost maybe $30 a person to go somewhere. So to go to any kind of bar or anything like that, it was going to be $30 off top just to go in and sit there. Some places had food, some didn't. Some places said like a light buffet. My suggestion was Dave & Buster's because Dave & Buster's was $50 a person, but it came with tokens and stuff for games. If you spent like an extra $10, you got unlimited games. The only problem is, again, I haven't ate meat since June of last year, July of last year, and my wife hasn't either. So we weren't really overwhelmed at their choices. Everything was meat. It was chicken wings, hamburgers, stuff like that. So that was really, most of your money was going towards food, but it was like, do we really want to pay? And the $50 was for their VIP ones. They had cheaper ones that were like $10, $15 where you could sit in the bar. So it was like, and then, so you get games, you get food, but we're probably not going to eat the food. We'll probably play some of the games. The real question came down to, do I really want to be in a Dave & Buster's full of drunk people that are yelling and screaming about the game? Not really. Really the question was, is it worth $120 to me to go sit in this Dave & Buster's and deal with this? And the answer was no. So we ended up saying, you know what, this is what we'll do. We will have a remake of yesterday. We're going to take the chest, go to the grocery store, get some local cuisine, and you know what? We're going to bust down and just get some, we're going to get pizza. We've already got hummus and stuff and whatever else we think we might need. I think we bought like sparkling water, bottled water, stuff like that. We'll just go to the beach. We'll stream the game from your phone and we'll watch it on the beach like that. Bam. Best Super Bowl ever. So we're like, all right, bet. Like, that's what's up. That's the move. We take off to the east side. We went to the east side this time. We didn't want to, because there were beaches that we had seen on the tour, and we were like, why is there no one there? And they're like, well, no one wants to drive that far to go to the beach. I was like, boy, you tripping. We go to, I guess it would be north, because it was right by, well, it was by the North Shore, so I guess it was north. Kind of close to where we went to snorkel. So we get there, start pulling stuff out, and there is no one on the beach. Absolutely no one. Get our little spot, get situated, start tanning, bam. About an hour goes by, kickoff. So now she's up. Like, it ain't no more tanning for her. She's up on the game. I'm chilling. Got this little, I think we bought Domino's, the worst pizza of all pizza. It tasted like my feet. The only thing that tastes worse than Domino's pizza might be Papa John's. Like, I can't, no, you know what? Domino's is worse than Papa John's. Domino's is the most god-awful pizza I've ever had. Like, I can't think of one. I can't think of one worse. There's no pizza worse than Domino's. Papa Murphy's tastes better than Domino's pizza. Costco tastes better than Domino's pizza. Pizza Guys tastes better than Domino's. I could go on all night. Domino's is absolutely garbage. But it didn't matter because it was right there. We needed something to eat. It was fine with me. So we're kicking it. Big kicking it out there. We got the game on. We got the buffet popping. It was worth it. It was live and direct. I completely, because it wasn't like we planned to go out there for the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl just happened to be the weekend that we were there. So all of this is the last moment kind of stuff. So we're kicking it. Everything's going good. Her team is winning. They're winning. And then it happened. They, if you didn't know, the 49ers were winning. And in the last 5 minutes of the game, they gave it away. So she was hurt. Like, she was on the beach hurt. I mean, she'd had a couple drinks, so I don't think she really cared. It was more, we got to hang out and whatnot. I think she was upset that her team didn't win, but she got over it. She's fine now. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, great view, great company, obviously. And no one was out there. So after the game's over, immediately it was time to go. Like, she wanted to go back, get showered, get situated so we could get ready to go the next day. Pack everything up, head back into town. We say, why not? Let's go have our Hawaii fries again, since it's the last time we're ever going to have them. Come into the place, and something was a little off. We couldn't tell why. Like, you never know. It was just kind of a feeling. And I'm talking to the guy, because it was the same guy that I talked to last time. I was like, hey, what's going on, man? What's up? He's like, oh, man, you just missed it. Like, we had the game on, and this guy was in here tripping, and he threw a bottle at the TV, and him and this other guy were about to fight. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, man, like, it just happened. Like, they were in here tripping, so on and so forth. Like, we had to lock the store. I was like, damn, bro. I was like, that's deep. And that was my worst fear. And it was exactly why I didn't want to go to Buffalo, or what was it, Dave & Buster's, Buffalo Wild Wings, none of the places that were showing it. Because that's always what happens. Somebody who bet some money on the game, or somebody who's a quote-unquote diehard, they always want to do something crazy like that. They want to fight and fuss and cuss. And I was just like, I'm not here for that. So I'm starting to make my order. And I'm talking to the kid that's working there. My kid, he's 19, 20, maybe 21. And he's saying, yeah, his uncle just lost a bet on the game. I was like, oh, word? Like, how much did he lose? Oh, I think he lost like $50,000. I said, he what? He lost how much? Yeah, I think he lost I think he said like 50,000. I was like, 50,000 what? Dollars? He's like, yeah. I was like, boy, what the fuck? What? how did he bet $50,000 on the game? He's like, I don't know. I was like, but he said he got it back later. He said he came up 700,000. I was like, wait, like 700, comma 000. He's like, yeah. He's like, I think he's in the cartel or something. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And I was like, oh, you're full of shit. I know somebody who lies just like you. But I let him go, and he tells the story. His uncle lost 50 and then won 700. And I was like, why are you working here then? But hey, God bless him. I'm not going to, especially as he's making my food, like, yeah, bro, can you tell him the story? Yeah, make sure to throw some more guacamole on there, please. All right, thank you. Let me put 5 in the tip cup for you, player. So that was our night. Another boring Sunday. Finish dinner, go back. Nothing special. Again, weird. I'm so old. I didn't see 10 o'clock once in Hawaii. Not once. Every time 9, 10 o'clock rolled around, I would sleep like an old man. Just knocked out. I don't know. We the next day, we get up. Luckily, we were smart. We had packed the car the night before, so the only thing we had to do was just take our carry-ons with us. But our big luggage and stuff, already downstairs, already ready to go. Made it a lot simpler on us in the morning. We decided, because our flight didn't leave until like 1. Flight left at 1, so we had to bring the rental car back 10, 11. We're like, well, let's go get something to eat. We go to America's favorite spot for breakfast. Starts with a D, ends with an S. Same thing. Now, the whole time we'd been there, hadn't run into any problems. Nobody had been short, nothing, no problems. Sit down, your favorite restaurant, the guy seats us. Now, we're kind of pressed for time. Like, we don't really have time. We got to drop the car off, get to the airport. We know we're going to be sitting at the airport for a while. That's fine. Well, we get seated. 5 minutes goes by, 10 minutes go by. And normally, my wife is the one that's just like, oh, like, just chill out. She's kind of like, are they going to come ask us what we want to eat? And so I had already seen it. I had already peeped it. I could already feel the vibe. Again, I've calmed down. I'm not the person I am. I don't get loud anymore. I don't yell. I don't scream. I don't cuss. I don't fuss. So I just started looking up other places to eat. I haven't told her yet. I had already decided 5 minutes ago we weren't going to eat there. At best, I was going to order some food and then just leave. I was going to be passive aggressive. Well, finally, the host, the gentleman that had seated us, came back by and was like, do they take your order yet? And my wife was like, no, no one came and said anything. She's like, he's really apologetic. Oh, I'm sorry. Just let me take your order for you. I was like, you know what, bro, it's cool. Like, you've done enough. I appreciate you, though. Like, thank you for pretending to come care 10 minutes later. But thanks. And I wanted to say something. Like, I wanted to say something to I knew who our server was. And I was just like, you know what? For what? For who? It's the same thing that I tell the kids the people that I work with. Whenever there's someone that comes in that has an attitude, I said it 1,000 times. When that person comes in and they get an attitude with you, or it's the let me speak to the manager person, in my humble opinion, it's because they don't get respect at home. Our waitress had to be 50, 60 years old, and she appeared to be a native to the island. And I wanted to be upset with her. I wanted to say something, but then I remembered, oh, you live here for real. Like, you really live here. Like, this is your job. Like, this is your life. Again, I don't know her circumstances. It might have just been an honest mistake. How it was an honest mistake that you missed the only 2 black people in there that had just been seated. I don't know. But again, I just started thinking, like, this is your life. Like, the choices that you made have brought you to this position. And if it makes you feel good to make someone wait to order their food at a fucking Denny's, then God bless you. Like, why even waste my time? Why waste like, there's nothing I could have said that would have, number one, made you rethink doing that in the future, or 2, even feel bad for doing it. So what? And my wife wanted to say something that's like, look, we're about to go back to our lives in Okanda. Look at what we have going. I was like, if we get into an argument with this lady or something happens, it's going to keep us from catching our plane back. You won. You won, little Denny's waitress. You made us wait and you made us leave. Congratulations. Like, I hope that makes you feel better about your life. Oh, my goodness. But there was a time where I probably would have threw like a drink at her or something. But that person is not here anymore. This is Tru Sav 2.0. The friendlier and lighter. Of course, we left. Our little host felt bad, or he pretended to feel bad, whatever the case. I don't know, because I'll never see you again. Then something happened that scared the fuck out of me. It would have been nice if they would have announced this. Hawaii, because it's in the middle of the ocean, and they can't really talk to everyone at the same time. They have emergency sirens that they test like once a month or once a however. And we weren't listening to the local radio station, so we didn't know what was going on. All of a sudden, as we're walking out of Denny's, you just hear this alarm everywhere. Just burr, burr. So I'm tripping. I'm like, oh my God, this is it. Kim Jong-un done sent the missiles over here. I'm like, oh, nigga, it's over. Oh God, what is we gonna do? But no one else seemed bothered by it. So my momentary reaction to flip out, I didn't really, because no one else seemed to trip about it. And so then when we got in the car and we turned the radio on, they're like, oh yeah, it's the monthly check of the emergency sirens, something. I'm like, boy, why couldn't y'all have said that before? Like, on Monday, we're going to test the sirens. Cause I'm not going to lie. I thought that was it. I was like, we're about to get blown. It's going to be Pearl Harbor Part 2. This is going to be some bullshit. I didn't even want to come here. So just in case you ever go to Hawaii, no, they have national emergency sirens that they test from time to time. So don't flip out like I did. I almost lost my mind. Oh, my God. Everything other than that was fine. Take the rental car back, no problems. They have a shuttle to the hotel. Made it 1,000 times easier than trying to catch an Uber back. We get to the gate. Same thing. TSA scans. I didn't have anything in my bag this time. So I thought. We get to the gate. Slide my little carry-on. Now, everywhere that we go for vacation, day trips, anything like that, if there is a beach, or really anywhere that we go, I collect sand from all those places. So all the cruises we've gone on, all the day trips, any place that has a beach, I'll collect the sand and then we mark it. And then that's kind of our way. Like, we take something from where we went. Like, it's our thing. I know. So I take some sand from the beach, I put it in a water bottle, and I put it in my bag, not thinking about it. Because I'm just like, it's sand. Like, I'm not even, because I'm an idiot. So I put it in my bag, slide it through the little TSA thing. So I put my shoes on after I walked through the thing. I'm ready to go. I'm like, what's going on? So my wife, oh, your bag is over there for secondary. I was like, oh my God. The second time? Like, all right, it's cool. I know I don't have anything in my bag. So dude pulls the sand out. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I took some sand. He's like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to pull out my kit, and I'm going to test it to make sure that's sand. I was like, wait, what? You're going to, wait, what? I was like, so are you going to pour the whole thing out? He was like, no, I'm just going to pour like a sample. I'm like, okay, I guess. Do I have an option? Like, can I say no? And he's kind of, I was like, it's fine, bro. I don't want you to confuse yourself. Don't hurt yourself. So, takes the sand, and he does the whole CSI thing. My man whips out gloves. He whips out the test kit, pours a little solution on there, pours the sand on there, shakes it. Okay, yeah, we tested it. It's sand. I was like, thank you. Thank you. So my wife, of course, being Mrs. Funny Guy, it's like, oh, well, I guess you didn't find the rest of it. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, what is... Do you want us to go home? Do you want to get searched again? Like, what's wrong with you? We're trying to get on the plane and go home, lady. Jeez, my knees. So we finally get to security without the assistance of our lovely wife. And our terminal is the farthest one in the airport. Like, I mean, the absolute farthest. Like, there was no, our gate was the last gate. Like, there was nothing past our gate. We had to go into another building to get to our gate. It was so far. And the horrible part is, I have on sweats at this point. Because when I left Oakland, or excuse me, when I left San Francisco on the flight, I had on sweats. Because my flight was supposed to be at 9 o'clock in the morning. So now, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon in fucking Hawaii. Or, no, I'm sorry, 12, because we hadn't left yet. It's 12 o'clock, so it's 80 degrees, and I got on sweats. So I'm about to die. All the people are looking at me like I'm crazy, because I've got a hoodie and sweats. Like, damn, this fool's lost his mind. Like, yes, I am hot. This don't make no sense. We need to get up out of here. As we get to our gate, and we're 2 hours early. This is Honolulu's secure. I mean, there's no one catching flights from Honolulu to Sacramento at 1 o'clock on a Monday. So we sit there, patiently waiting. It starts to fill up. So they start calling numbers. Priority seating 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And a fight almost breaks out trying to get onto the plane. Again, I'm not one of those people. Like, the plane is going to the same place. We all have a ticket. We're all going to get on. It doesn't matter if you got on one spot in line ahead of somebody. It doesn't matter. It's going to the same place, buddy. They're not going to leave without you. So apparently some guy didn't like that someone got in front of him when the two lines converged. And it's just like, bro, do you want to go to jail? 5 seconds before you're about to get on the plane, like, you got your wife and kids here with you. Like, bro, you got to pick your fights, and this is not a fight. I'm not going to fight with somebody over me getting on the plane 30 seconds ahead of me. Like, it's just not. It's down in distance, buddy. You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them, when to walk and when to run away. And that was the time you just need to shut the fuck up and just get in line, my guy. So of course, we're the last ones to get on, because who cares? We're already on the flight. This time, we were on a Hawaiian plane, though, and it wasn't United Airlines. The only difference I could say is Hawaiian Airlines, last time it was 343. This time it was 242. So we had our two seats on the outside, so it was just her sitting next to me, which was fine. Now, had I been smart, there was an empty row, and I would have just moved over and sat there, but I wasn't quick enough. And this lady asked. So I ended up getting stuck in the seat next to her. And I'm a big body man. So it was rough sitting next to her for the 5 hours because I couldn't stretch out like last time. But it was cool. I wasn't tripping. I wasn't going to complain. What I am going to complain about is their whack snack selection. Their whack movie selection. That absolute basura. Like, it was 2 thumbs down to Hawaiian for snacks and movies. It was... We got a meal. So we got a meal, a snack, and a drink, which is whatever. Like, that's cool. I think our in-flight meal was like a chicken panini, which wasn't even a panini because it was warmed in the microwave. So it was like soggy and had the fake grill lines. I mean, I didn't eat it anyways because it had chicken in it. I was like, can I just get double of the little the peanuts or whatever you're about to give? She's like, you don't want your panini? Hell no, I don't want that dry ass thing. You can have it if you want it. She's like, nah, I'll pass. I was like, yeah, I know. Shit looks absolute garbage. So we did that. They passed those out first. They passed out the drinks. Then they said, oh, there's turbulence, so we're not going to do hot drinks. No coffee, tea, nothing like that. But we still got alcohol for you, though. So they cut that short. I think on this one, I watched... What movie did I watch? That's how tragic it was. I can't even remember. The first movie I watched, I don't remember. The second movie, I ended up watching Batman again because it was like 2.5 hours. So I was like, I guess I can watch this to make the time go by. So I watched that. That's another. Number one, the plane smelled like farts, which was, it's a plane. I get it. But on the Hawaiian one, on the United Airlines flight, it was on a tablet. Oh, I was watching the tablet because you download the app and then you can watch the movies through the app. On a Hawaiian, the in-flight entertainment was actually on the back of the seat in front of me. So I didn't have to use a tablet or anything, which was cool. The only problem was they interrupted the movie every time they would talk. So if they would say fasten the seatbelt sign, instead of just putting the fasten the seatbelt sign on, they would pause the movie like, oh, this is your flight attendant on Hawaiian Airlines flight 2117. Oh, the captain has put on the fasten your seatbelt sign. So it's like, bro, I'm trying to watch a movie. I don't need you saying that through the movie. Sorry for the interruption. This is a flight attendant on Hawaiian Airlines flight 2117. You are now free to move about the cabin and come back if you want some refreshments. Like, bro, just turn the seatbelt sign off. You don't have to do that. Then they cut. I was almost done with Batman. I was 5 minutes away from watching the end of the movie. These fools cut the movies off so that they can tell you about the Hawaiian Airlines credit card they have that comes with 60,000 free points. If you'd like to sign up. I'm like, bro, stop it. Stop it. This is, they literally, no joke, interrupted the movie, I would have to say at least 12 times. Between buckle and unbuckle, come get a drink, get this Hawaiian Airlines card. I was like, my guy, trust me, you never have to worry about this again because I will never fly. No, that's a lie. I'll probably fly in Hawaiian again because it was for the low. I think 2 tickets round trip was like $450. So yes, I will be back on Hawaiians, no matter how much your in-flight entertainment sucks. I'm fucking with y'all. But yeah, man, it was rough. So we get back to SAC. Oh, I almost forgot. So there's one thing that bothers me more than anything, and it's people who hit Hispanic people with the gracias, de nada. Like, I hate that broken ass, especially when we go to different countries, especially when we're in Mexico and our server is obviously Mexican, and people will hit them with these 1 or 2 words that they know in Spanish. Gracias. Then this is like, no. The Hawaiian equivalent is mahalo. I think mahalo means thank you, whatever. These motherfuckers said mahalo. Oh my God. The entire flight, I probably heard it 40 times. Mahalo. Mahalo. Mahalo for flying Hawaiian Airlines. Hope to see you again. Mahalo. Man, shut the fuck up with that mahalo. I don't want to hear it anymore. Stop it. You're overusing it. I get the point. Like, I 100% get the point. Thank you. Thank you. Good Lord. They just don't know when to stop, bro. But I digress. Let me calm down. We got off the plane. Because it's 8 o'clock? Yeah, because we go forward. So we get there about 8:30, get our bags, call our Uber. I call her mom. It's like, can you come swoop us? So I felt justified when we got off the plane, and immediately people get hit with that Sacramento air, boy. And it's wintertime in Sacramento. It's 45 degrees. I pop off the plane like, nice and toasty. It's like, oh yeah, I was hurt when we were in Hawaii, but now, boy, do I love when a plane comes together. Fresh sweatpants out. Everyone else is, oh, Murray, it's so cold outside. You have on shorts and a Hawaiian shirt. Of course you're cold. It's 40 degrees out here. You got to plan. Oh, let's see. Go back to the house. Our Uber arrives, picks us up, ride back to the house, and that was it. That was Hawaii 2020. Everything, we got the cars. Luckily, no one broke any windows in the cars this time while we were gone. So that was an added benefit. I didn't have to pay for anything when we get back. I'll tell you about that some other time. So yeah, it was, all in all, it was a good trip, man. I forgot that I worked in Okanda. I thought I was a baller. That's how you know it's a good vacation. If you forget your clock-in information from your job, that's how you know it was a good vacation. It wasn't top 5, but it was a nice mental health vacation. I mean, again, health is wealth, man. This job that we were out here slaving for, don't break your back for some job that's not yours. Because if you die, they'll replace you tomorrow. Don't do it. Take care of your mentals, your body, and your chicken, as the great philosopher Marshawn Lynch would say. Yeah, man, it was. I'll do another Tru Sav Chronicles on some of the what are they? Oh my God, some of the cruises that we did, and some of my other vacations, because I've had some not so great vacations, and I think those are a little bit more entertaining than the ones that were. Oh, look at that! Right at the hour, boy, I'm getting this down pat. I'm getting pretty good at this. Again, if you have a brother, sister, cousin, auntie, uncle who does music or knows how to draw, be sure to point them in my direction at besteverpodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget, follow me, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tru Sav Comedy. That is it. That is the end of Mental Health Vacation, Part 2 in the books. It will be back to your regularly scheduled program next week. Next week. I've been saying it for weeks. I've been saying it for months. That's not my business. Coming to you, live and direct. I finally got my co-host together. We finally got our stuff together. I don't know what days. I want to say Tuesday. Or I might even do it Friday. So you can have something to listen to on the weekend. So this will come out Tuesday. That'll come out Friday. I will know more this weekend. I will probably talk about it in next week's episode. I don't know. Something there. It's kind of hard when you have a co-host because my schedule depends on her schedule. It's really just a lot of excuses for us procrastinating at this point. I don't know. Yes. Next week, same time, same bad channel. I believe in you. You're going to get it done. If nobody told you this week yet, I love you. You can't get yesterday back. You might not get tomorrow. So that makes today the best day ever. Holla at your boy. Mahalo, my good friends.